Have you ever wondered why some people get incredible results from their workouts, while others seem to stay stuck no matter how hard they train? The answer might surprise you. It's not only about how much weight they're lifting, how long they're in the gym, or even the exercises they're doing. One of the biggest factors that determines your success is the workout split you're following. That's right, how you structure your training week can make or break your progress. But here's the tricky part. With so much conflicting advice out there, how do you know which split is the best for you? In this video, I'm going to break it all down for you. By the end, you'll know exactly which workout split is the best for maximizing muscle growth, backed by science, and most importantly, tailored to your unique needs. So, let's dive right in. First, let's set the record straight. When it comes to workout splits, there's no universal best option. Different splits work for different people, depending on their goals, experience level, schedule, and even personal preferences. But what does remain consistent are the principles behind effective muscle growth. If your workout split doesn't follow these key principles, it doesn't matter how popular or trendy it is, it won't deliver the results you're after. Now, what are these principles? There are three main ones you need to keep in mind. First, you need to hit each muscle group at least twice a week. This isn't just my opinion, it's supported by a lot of research. Studies consistently show that training a muscle group twice a week leads to more growth than hitting it just once. Why? Because muscle protein synthesis, the process your body uses to repair and grow muscles, is elevated for around 48 hours after a workout. If you're only training each muscle group once a week, you're missing out on opportunities to stimulate growth more often. Second, volume is key. This refers to the total number of sets and reps you perform for each muscle group over the course of a week. Think of it as the total work you're putting in. Too little volume, and you're not giving your muscles enough of a reason to grow. Too much, and you risk overtraining, which can actually set you back. Most research suggests aiming for around 10 to 20 sets per muscle group per week, depending on your experience level and recovery capacity. Finally, recovery is just as important as training. Muscles don't grow in the gym, they grow when you rest. This means your split needs to allow enough time for each muscle group to recover before you hit it again. Overlapping muscle groups without sufficient recovery can lead to fatigue, poor performance, and eventually burnout. Alright, now that we've covered the basics, let's talk about the most popular workout splits, what makes them effective, and who they're best suited for. Let's start with the push-pull leg split. This is one of the most widely used splits, and for good reason. It divides your workouts into three categories. Push, which includes chest, shoulders, and triceps. Pull, which targets your back and biceps. And legs, which covers quads, hamstrings, glutes, and calves. What makes this split so effective is that it groups muscles based on movement patterns. For example, pushing movements like bench presses or shoulder presses work your chest, shoulders, and triceps all at once, so it makes sense to train them together. The same goes for pulling movements like pull-ups or rows, which target your back and biceps. This split is also incredibly flexible. If you train 3 days a week, you can cycle through push, pull, and legs once per week. If you train 6 days a week, you can do each workout twice, which is perfect for hitting that twice a week frequency we talked about earlier. But like any split, push-pull legs isn't perfect. For beginners or those with less time to train, the 6-day version can feel overwhelming. Recovery becomes a challenge, especially if you're not used to high training frequencies. On the other hand, if you're only doing it 3 days a week, you'll need to cram a lot of volume into each session, which can make those workouts feel long and exhausting. Next, we've got the full body split. As the name suggests, this involves training your entire body in each workout. It's a favorite among beginners, but don't let that fool you. It's effective for lifters at any level, especially if you're short on time. Here's why it works. Full body workouts are incredibly efficient. If you can only make it to the gym 2 or 3 times a week, this split ensures that you're still hitting every muscle group frequently enough to stimulate growth. It's also great for balanced development because you're training all major muscle groups equally. But there are trade-offs. For one, full body sessions can be time-consuming, especially if you're trying to fit in enough volume for every muscle group. And if you're someone who prefers to focus intensely on 1 or 2 muscle groups at a time, this split might feel a bit scattered. Now, let's talk about the upper-lower split. This is another classic and involves alternating between upper body and lower body workouts. For example, you might train your upper body on Monday, lower body on Tuesday, rest on Wednesday, and repeat. The beauty of the upper-lower split lies in its simplicity. With 2 upper body days and 2 lower body days each week, you can easily hit each muscle group twice while still having enough time to recover. It's also more balanced than full body workouts, allowing you to dedicate more time to specific muscle groups. That said, upper body days can get pretty packed. Think about it. You've got to hit your chest, back, shoulders, biceps, and triceps all in one session. If you're pressed for time, it can be tough to fit everything in without cutting corners. Another popular option is the Arnold split, named after Arnold Schwarzenegger. This split divides your training into chest and back, shoulders and arms and legs. It's a variation of the push-pull leg split, but focuses on pairing opposing muscle groups in the same workout. This approach can be incredibly effective for advanced lifters who want to dedicate more time and energy to fewer muscle groups per session. However, the Arnold split often requires a 6-day commitment to hit everything twice a week. If you're not able to commit to that, you may find it less effective than other options. Finally, we have the Bro split, the classic 1 muscle group per day routine. You've probably heard about this one, or maybe even followed it yourself. It's the old school bodybuilding approach where Monday is chest day, Tuesday is back day, and so on. The Bro split allows you to focus intensely on 1 muscle group per session, which can be great for isolating weaker areas. But here's the problem. Since each muscle group is only trained once a week, it's not as effective for hypertrophy as splits that hit muscles twice weekly. It might work for advanced bodybuilders who can handle very high training volumes, but for most people, it's not the most efficient option. So, which split is the best for you? It all comes down to your personal situation. Let me explain. First, consider your schedule. How many days a week can you realistically train? If you can only make it to the gym 2 or 3 days a week, a full body split is your best bet. If you can commit to 4 days, try an upper-lower split. And if you're training 5 or 6 days, go for push-pull legs or an Arnold split. Next, think about your goals. Are you aiming for balanced growth across all muscle groups, or do you have specific areas you want to prioritize? If you're trying to bring up lagging body parts, you'll want a split that allows you to dedicate extra attention to those muscles. Finally, don't underestimate the importance of preferences. The best workout split is the one you enjoy and can stick to consistently. If you hate full body workouts, don't force yourself to do them. If you love the structure of push-pull legs, stick with it. At the end of the day, the most important thing is that you're consistent, working hard, and following the principles of effective training. Workout splits are just tools to help you organize your training. The magic happens when you show up, put in the work, and give your body the time it needs to recover and grow. So, it's time to pick the one that works best for you. Remember, the split itself isn't as important as how well you stick to it and how much effort you put in. Choose one, commit to it, and watch the results come in. I hope you found this video helpful. Make sure to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss out on any whiteboard fitness tips. As always, see you on the next one.